All right. Let's see. Good. I'm going to do a quick one. I worked on different things to get the glue to dry faster, and I'm going to have to make some revisions in how we're gluing. Oh, but I think it'll be okay. These things here right now are ready for the stenciling and stamping 5 minutes. And this is really yucky looking. I'm going to do that and with these 6 pages, and I'm going to do that with these paints. It's from the Art District that was at Hobby Lobby, I think. Or no, it was at Aron Brothers. Sorry, Aron Brothers. Anyway, these are quite nice colors. It is a gouache paint, but in the very, very, very fine print, almost nowhere in this, do you see that it is actually acrylic gouache. There's no such thing. Gouache paint is a water-based paint. It is a water-soluble paint. This stuff stuck in my palette. I still haven't got it out. It's got acrylic in it and plenty of it. So none of my good brushes will touch this. However, it's a really nice little paint to use, and I'm going to be able to use this. It'll dry fast. We'll do it with sponges, and we're using gadgets, doing gadget printing on it for the stencils. Okay, so I will give this a quick little pause. Oh, so in the 5 minutes, putting this stuff down on the paper, I mean, just like squeezing it out and getting it ready, that's not really part of the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes, all our stuff is assembled and we're ready to go, and then just moving as fast as we can. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to lay out a little bit of the color directly on the paper so that I'm not going to waste any paint. If it's left over on the paper, it's part of it. And I might start on another paper on the side to use as a little palette too, one of these, and then it'll be a prepared paper in the future. So here we go. I'm at 2:56. Okay. All right, I'm calling it at 3 o'clock. We've started. I mean, at 3:00, and at 8:00 we should be done. So I'm going to put out a few colors, and maybe I'll put them out on this one for starters. Yeah, because it's got a lot of paint on it anyway. Ah, brand new paint. Here's how you open it. It's like toothpaste. Nice. And this is an opaque paint as well, as it is a gouache, but it is a gouache acrylic. And I think I should put out a little bit of, well, I got plenty of dark blue there. A tad of crimson? I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to work with that color right now. Bam, bam, bam. And I'll go back through with another one. All right. Kind of know what I want to do here. I'm going to take this leaf and... Okay, this side is kind of stiff already from having had this on it, but you just rinse these out. You can use them over as a cosmetic sponge. Okay. And now, oh, I should have a little bit of water too, because I can water this guy up a tad. I don't want to put too much water on just because it took so long for the drying. I'm picking up a little bit of paint. This thing fell on the floor. Just to get a hard edge directly around the leaf, and then I'm kind of blending it on out. Okay, there's that. Well, it doesn't look as great as I thought, but it's fine. I do want a little bit of water. Well, that's just part of my time. I didn't prep it, and here it comes. Let's see, quickly, what can we put it in? Well, there's a small little container. Okay. All right. Don't want to get things too wet. Having a little dab of water next to our sponge can help, because that paint was a little bit too stiff, you know, a little bit too stiff for this. Here's my little water container. Put that up on the table, and now I've still got green, and I think I want some other colors while I'm at it. I know what I want. I want some nice yellow. Ooh, got a little problem here. Yeah, that's all dried up and hard in there. If this were a real gouache, I could actually wet it up and use it, but I cannot. I've got another yellow. Here we go. Yeah, it's quite stiff. So having a little tiny bit of water in the sponge, I'm going to use a clean one here. It's a tiny bit of water in the sponge. Just dampen it. Would probably be better. Okay, so now I'm going to pick up this nice yellow. Yeah, that should work a little bit better. And I think I want to do this. Set that aside. Get some more of this yellow. Maybe I'll make a yellow green over here. Oops. This is harder than it looks. This gouache is a little dry. It's okay. It's hard to hold it in place. I'm twisting over my left side and up onto the table to get this paint here. Oh, I went past my 5 minutes already and I haven't done anything. And this thing here can also be glued onto something later. Continue to use it as a stencil. Now this is coming up off of here because that's actually an acrylic paint that's on there from cleaning a palette before. That's why some things weren't sticking with the rice glue, because that's acrylic. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to want some blue for that. This one's got some goopy stuff, but it's still okay. And where's the one I was using as a palette? Right here. This is kind of a more conscious choice here. Putting some of this blue down to echo the blue that's already there. And provide a little bit of unity. Oops. Okay, this is called a stamp right here. Stenciling and stamping both. Okay. And it'll be aside. I want some more colors on here, so I'm not ready to stop stenciling and stamping. And I've gone 8 minutes on these. So how I ever managed to do a 15-minute thing on them, I don't know. But that's what I want the blue for right here. I'm going to echo this. Well, another thing I noticed too, we should be working on newspaper or something, is the problem of leaving all of the edges empty. I'm not going off the edges, so we need to run off the edge of the page to make it more interesting too. Oh, that is very pretty, isn't it? Okay, let's keep going. Get some blue zigzags in here. Okay, a migraine. Let's go. Oh no, let's go. Let's go crazy. Yeah, see, now I'm getting a nice light color because with the ink, I don't know when the video cut out, but here we are. I just extended more minutes and we have no idea how many more. But I actually brought the doily in and used the doily as a palette for these colors as I put them on. And I put some white. This cobalt was just so strong. And then I went back in with a cobalt blue. No, I didn't. This is white also. So that was stage 3. Now, at this point, we can start looking at these as individual compositions. Okay. So yeah, we have a ground there on which we can put text and an image. Okay, so that's one. Okay, here things I used for stencils, and then these are collage material later. This one. And then that's half of it. I think it needs some lightness in here. We could glue something on. And, oh, that looks nice. See? And so this is like, these are accidentally nice. Just messing around, but I'm sorry I didn't get all of the time. And I think I might put some more time in for stamping. So there's that one as a composition, and this one as a composition. Now, this one could be a composition this way, and this one could be a composition this way, where it actually is a little bit more comfortable once we tear that in half. And maybe so. Maybe now we should tear these in half and then do some stamping. And that stamping is going to be some conscious trying to bring a pattern and some unity into this. Kind of would like to put a little red in here too, wouldn't I? Wouldn't I? Okay, who knows? But there's that. And the little thing of water I had, I poured out on that by accident. But it's okay, we're doing well. Now I'm going to take my sponges. I used one, and that's fine because that helps to blend the colors and give you some more interesting things as you're working, you know, instead of like have one sponge for one color, and just keep going and look at your hands, okay? And I have some special artist's hand soap too. It's always fun to use when you've gotten yourself good and messy. Okay, so these are officially stencils, and there we go. Yeah, I have no idea how long this one is, and I have no idea why it kicked out. This is almost 4 minutes right here. The other one kicked out, and I don't know why. Maybe I wasn't active or something, but usually it just stays on. Maybe I had it on pause and forgot about it or something, but that usually works too. Anyway, thank you for watching, and watch this go. I'm designing a sort of a mini mixed media experience here. And this is actually a step that can be done after everyone's had a drink. It's a good, fun step. All right, let's stop there. All right, so I actually spent about 10 minutes doing all of the stenciling and stuff on here. And I used these for stencils. And now they're nice pieces to glue down. I used up one sponge completely. It was an older one, kind of dry. Let's see. So I looked at it for a while, and I thought, well, no, actually, I need to do some more stenciling. There's not enough. So I picked up my this. There's another little green thing like this. I just wanted to put a black square there. I don't know why, but I did. So I said, okay, I'm going to do that. I generally don't put black in. You know, like the very end, you might pick up a black pen and go around the edges. So I'm going to call this one something a little bit different, edge work, because we tend to kind of do all of our work around here, and then the edges get ignored. So I made a point of doing edge work. And I used a black gouache straight out of the tube, and what I did was I just stuck it on here, on this one, and I used that, and I wet the sponge in order to get a better print, because the gouache itself is really too stiff. It just makes little blobs like that. You don't get the nice squares. So, and then that gives us some nice gradations too. You don't get that solid black. So this is edge work, getting some stuff around the edges and some focal point, not focal points, but interest. Okay. And all I did was add the little produce box and black with water with a wet sponge. This is the sponge that disintegrated here. Some of it too I did just kind of by rubbing over it, sort of rolling the sponge to make it smoky. And so I think that now at this step, I'm going to add another one and make the stamping part separate. And at this point, I think is the point at which we need to cut these in half. And then when we do the stamping, then we're going to start looking more at the compositional qualities of each of these separately. And also, you know, sometimes you might want to turn them upside down. We did do them all one direction, so. Okay, this one is quite pretty. I like this a lot. Grungy pretty, but pretty. Okay. And this one. So now they're ready for some stamping, and the stamping is going to be toilet paper tube ends, the ends of big straws, things like that. So it'll make some circular things that can be printed on these. And those circular things will probably suggest some focal points. So we have gone through stage 1, color, stage 2, texture, stage 3, stenciling, and we're still in stage 3. We're going to do some stamping. And then we go to stage 4, which is focal point, and there you're going to be adding in, oh, if you have some nice fortunes from tea bags or from fortune cookies, those are always nice to put on there, and some picture might have something to do with it. So these are associations that you don't have yet, but there are words and there are pictures, and you can make new combinations of those on here. And I think doing that would be just going through some pictures and stuff would be a good time for a break, and you can just sit and look at pictures and talk about them and make jokes or whatever while sitting and sipping. So I'm surprised that the stenciling took me so long on just 6 pages. Oh, I threw another one in while I was at it. This one. There is just an example of, you've got a lot of printing on here, but you need to start getting rid of it. And that's how your page develops. That's why it's fun to work on recycled things, because you're putting elements in order to cover up elements that you might want to take out. All right, that's that. Well, more stencils. And more texture